Hey guys, Jimbo Evan here, and today what I have for you is a Shaddoll deck profile, and in this video I'm going to pretty much be explaining everything about Shaddoll decks and how you use like certain cards and stuff like that to use effects of Shaddolls and like why I chose these cards and like in-game detail you could say on the cards and how I would use them to like destroy enemies and stuff like that and win duels. So first of all guys, I start with three Shadow Beasts. I find them a really good card effect. One, when they're flipped, first of all, you can go ahead and draw two cards and discard one. So if you do discard one, you can go ahead and activate any card effect because when you pretty much shadow cards are discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, their effects activate. So by just having this card right here, you can already activate a card effect and get a card on top of that, which is really cool. Then if this card does get sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can go ahead and draw one card, which is really cool. So I find that really awesome. And then we go to Shadow Dragons. So we have two Shadow Dragons, like them a lot. Flip effect, pretty much you can target one card that your opponent controls, return that to a hand. So especially if it's like, I don't know, like Utopia or something, some kind of monster that like it's hard to get, but then again, it doesn't have anything protecting itself, especially if a card says, like if the card is it can't be destroyed, but sending it to the hand does not count as destroying, so that works, which is pretty cool. And then on top of that, when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can go ahead and pretty much target one spell or trap card on the field and destroy it, which is really cool. The one I have is three Shadow Doll, pretty much Mata. I don't even know what their names are. Hopefully I said that right. But yeah, so the flip effect, target one monster on this field, destroy that, which is pretty cool. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can go on in and send one Shadow Doll from your deck to the graveyard, which is pretty cool. So you can send like Falco, or you could go ahead and send Shadow Doll Beast and go ahead and draw yourself a card, just pretty much any Shadow Doll card that you wanted, or just any card you wanted, which is any Shadow Doll card that you wanted. So that's pretty cool. Then we have two Shadow Doll Falcos. I like Shadow Falcos, Falco or whatever their name is. Hope I'm saying that right. I think I'm saying that here right. Yeah, Falco. I like the flip effect. First, you target one Shadow Doll in your graveyard and you special summon it. And then on top of that, if this card is sent to the graveyard by pretty much Shadow Games, by any Shadow Doll monster, or just by this is sent to the graveyard by any single possible effect, you can go and special summon in face down defense position, which is just amazing. Really, really awesome. Then we have Shadow Doll Hedgehog. Really good card. For its flip effect, you can go in and add a Shadow Doll monster from Shadow Doll spell or trap card. So Shadow Doll Sinister Games or Shadow Doll Core is like the trap cards, or you can add a Shadow Doll spell card if you like. And then on top of this, if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can go and add any Shadow Doll you want from your pretty much deck to your hands. So that could be Falco, it could be Beast, or pretty much any Shadow Doll you wanted. Then we have three Mathematicians. Really good card, like how when it's normal summon, you can go in and send a level 4 or lower monster, so you could send pretty much any of these, especially Falco, to the graveyard, and there's effect would activate you with special summon the defense mode. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by battle, you draw a card, which is pretty good. Then I like having what's it called? This card right here, Pepperoni, Pep. Puro Separus. I'm not even saying his name right. But he's a pretty cool card. If you take battle damage, or if you pretty much take effect damage, which is pretty cool. So, say you have no cards on your field, you take effect damage. You can go and use this card's effect in the graveyard, banish it, and then target the other monster in the field that's attacking, or one of their monsters on the field, and go ahead and destroy it, which is pretty cool. So that this card actually saved me many times. It's a pretty cool card. Then we have two Lila Lightsworn and Sorceress. These cards are pretty good. A lot of people use like Royal Decree and stuff like that. So this card pretty much helps me a lot with Royal Decree on the field. It would pretty much just destroy it. And it also sends the top three cards from your deck to your graveyard, which is pretty cool. So say send a Shadow Doll monster, especially Shadow Doll Falco, then you could go ahead and special summon that card, which is pretty good. Then we have Thunder King Rau. Like this card a lot. Neither players can add cards from your deck to their hand. I really don't add many cards from my deck to my hand, which is good. Only a few card effects do that. And then of course, if they do special summon a monster, I can go in and send this face-up card to the graveyard, negate the special summon, and destroy it, which is pretty cool. Then I also have Black Luster Soldier. Like him, because then I can go ahead and banish I can banish one of my Shadow Dome monsters if I want, and then a little Light Sword or something like that. And then by just doing that, I can special summon this card. And when I do, it's good for like Doing it's good for fighting and stuff like that, especially if I can't like special summon or normal summon any more monsters. Except for this card, of course. Then this card would be perfect to have there. Then I have two Max Cs, like it slows the opponent down. And if they're special summoning a lot of cards like a Dragon deck or something like that, I can go ahead and pretty much, what's it called? I draw one card per special summon, which is pretty cool. So I love that card for that reason. Then we have Shaddoll Fusion, really cool card. You can special summon one Shaddoll Fusion monster. It's like polymerization, but with a little bit extra. If your opponent pretty much controls a special summon monster, then you can use Shaddoll monsters from your deck, which is pretty cool. So you can use all these card effects well you're special summon your monster, which is really really awesome. Then we have Shadow Doll Fusion. Love this card a lot. It's really good. That's why I have three of it. And that's why I only have two of my Shadow Doll fusions. The reason why I pretty much have three of these is because I pretty much just find these to be really cool because especially it's a quick effect, which is really good. So if like say somehow one of my monsters is being targeted by effect, I can go in and activate this and protect it or whatever. Or if it's like what is it called? Or if like one monster its an effects are negated or something, then I can use this and get rid of it. Also, by using this, I can go in and activate their effects in the graveyard, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's just good to fusion summon any Shadow Doll monster from my extra deck, which is pretty cool. So then what we have is Foolish Burial. Send a Shadow Doll monster to your graveyard. You can send anyone, preferably Falco usually. Then you have Dark Hole if you do want to destroy all your Shadow Doll monsters on the field and use their effects, which is pretty cool. Then you have Redicate to clear their monsters. Then you have Allure of Darkness because you have a bunch of pretty much dark monsters, which is really good. Book of Moon is really good for setting their cards down. Vayne's Emptiness is really good. Player can pretty much special summon monsters. It's a pretty good card. Then we got Shadow of Car. Like this card, it's like a level 9. It can actually be used in pretty much what is it called? It can be used as a fusion uh monster card, which is really good. And then we have Sinister Shadow Ball games. We have three of these. But actually, before that, also this effect, you can go ahead and when this card is sent to the graveyard by effect, like a Shadow Ball monster, you can target one Shadow spell or trap in your graveyard, accept this card and add to your hand. So you can add one of these, which is pretty cool. And let's go back to Sinister Shadow games. Really cool card effect. You send one Shadow Doll monster from your deck to your graveyard. Really amazing. Activate one of these effects, and you can flip any number of face down defense Shadow monsters you control to face up position. So then, therefore, their flip effects would activate, which is really cool. Then what we have is Crush Card Virus, really good card. Tribute one monster with 1,000 or less. So it's pretty good. You can tribute one of these, activate their card effects, and then on top of that, just all the effects. Like you look at your opponent's hand, and all their monsters and all the monsters control. If you do destroy a monster belonging with 50, 100 attack points or more, then you can destroy up to three monsters then your opponent can destroy up to three monsters with 1,500 or more attack points in their deck, which is pretty cool. We have Ring of Disruption, just in case we want to inflict some damage to our opponent and pretty much just get rid of one of their monsters and stuff like that. Then we have Mistake. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand because I really don't add cards from my deck to my hand, so I like this card here. Then we have Mind Crush, just for Exodia or some kind of card effect that adds like two of that card to their hands because I know tons of card effects that do that, where you add two of that target to your hand. You can discard this and add two of those targets to your hand, or do something like that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's why I like Mind Crush, and it's really good, especially like I said before against Exodia players and stuff like that. Then for my side deck, I'm not gonna go into this deck much. It's just pretty much a few extra cards on the field here, and there's also these guys too, in case I want to switch them up with a few cards. Um, but other than that, I just have them here just in case. And then these cards right here are just dupes of those cards in a way if I want to change up my build and stuff like that. I won't really go over it that much. I'm going to do a quick scan over that. But I don't really want to go over it much because not a lot of people actually use the side deck. Well, some do, some don't. But yeah, it's just extra of each one of those cards pretty much. Then for extra deck, what we have is pretty much Eel Shadow Construct. We have two of those. Then what we have is Eel Shadow Doll. She I don't even know how to say its name. Really cool. I'll first actually go back to this construct. Really cool card. When it's special summon, you can send a Shaddoll card from your deck to your graveyard. Really amazing. That is really awesome. Use another one of your Shaddoll card effects. Then on top of that, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Shaddoll spell or trap card in your graveyard and add to your hand. So you pretty much get another one of these back in your hand, which is really amazing. Then for Yugioh, King or whatever, do we know how to say his name? But pretty much during either player's turn, when a special summon monster activates effect while you have a Shaddoll in your hand, negate the activation if you destroy a card, and then send one Shaddoll monster from your hand to the graveyard, which that's just really good. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Shaddoll spell or trap. So again, you get one of these. But also that's really good because then you can send a Shaddoll from your hand to your graveyard, especially if it's Falco activated effect, special summon in defense mode, or just any of these cards effect, and you can then do something when they're sent to the graveyard, which is really amazing. Then what we have is Eel Shaddoll Winda. This effect is pretty cool. I like this monster a lot. Pretty much, uh, your each player can only special summon monsters once per turn while this card is face up in the field, which is pretty good. Because usually you don't special summon that many monsters with decks, but then some decks actually special summon many monsters like dragon decks and stuff like that. And also when it's sent to the graveyard, you get a smaller trap added to your hand. So another one of these, which is pretty cool. Then I have Go Go Guardian, Yo Yo, Go Yo Guardian or whatever. I like it when it destroys a monster. You can special summon that monster in defense position. Really good. Leo is unaffected by, can't be targeted by your opponent's card effect except during main phase 2. Really good. Then we have Archimedes, Keeper of the Boundaries. A really good card like it. Pretty much when what's it called? If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate card effects. So that's pretty good. And then what we have is Arc. We have pretty much Magician over here. So when this is Synchro Summon, plays two counters on it, so it's at 2400 attacks, even though it says 400. And then what you can do is remove a spell counter on the side to target one card your opponent controls and destroy that. So yeah, but it has a lot of attack points to start, which is pretty cool. Then we have Scab Dragon, like the card. You can pretty much target one your monster you control, one card your opponents destroy them. Which is pretty cool. And then if you do that, Shadow Card effect can activate, which is pretty cool in the graveyard. Uh, and then when this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, either by battle or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard, target one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon. That's pretty good. Then we have number 80, Lycum. You can pretty much equip this to a XYZ monster, and then it gains attack points and stuff like that. And then also you can detach one XYZ monster from this card and then target one of your opponent's cards in your graveyard, in their graveyard, and banish it. Then we have Lava Ing. I don't even know what to say his name. If this card is attacked during the damage step in either player's turn, you detach one XYZ monster from this card, and this gains 500 attack points until the end of phase. Really cool card. I like it a lot. Use it only for. I don't really use this card a lot, but I use it in some cases. Then we have 101, really good card. You can steal one of their special summon monsters and add it to this card. And then on top of that, if this card is somehow destroyed, detach one and it can't be destroyed. Then I like Castell, really good card. You can pretty much try to detach one XYZ material from this card and then target one face-up monster your opponent controls on the field and change their face down to defense position. That's really good, especially if the monster has a lot of attack and really do low defense, or its effect activates while it's on the field if it's face up and stuff like that. And then you can detach two XYZ monsters and then target one face-up card on the field and shuffle that into the deck. So that's really good, especially if it's like a key card that they need a lot. Just by doing that, it's in the deck, and now it's going to take them a while to grab the card and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this Shaddoll deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're on this video, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to apply to the Minecraft Network for a 70% revenue share, guys. And if you didn't already check my Shaddoll pretty much gameplay video where I pretty much battled a Crystal Beast deck. Be sure to click the link. Be sure to watch it. The link will be in the description, so make sure to click it. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. This has been Jimbo.